Ba ba da 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 da. Bum ba da 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 da. Roo doo 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 doo. Boo doo 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 boo doo doo. Ba doo doo doo. Ba da 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 ba da ba da ba. Ba da da da. Test message. Bum ba da da ba da 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 da. FE5 Gaming. Hello, gamers. Okay, it's working. Perfect. We got this. Which part of the bid war is more crab-based? I don't think there's actually a warrior for either of them. A route has Sleuf, Amalda, and... oh, Illios. And B route has Miranda, Shannam, Connomor. Who am I forgetting? Oh, A route has Misha. Dagdar and Marty are the only warriors in the game. I guess technically, Thomas Squawk, I guess technically B route is kind of crab-coded because you can recruit green bandits who will die. You can pay them to be human shields. B route is more crab-based. Yeah, I think technically, I can't think of any, can you guys think of any fighters? What am I talking about, you guys? Can y'all, because let's be honest, the majority of my audience is not guys. Can y'all think of any crab stuff for A route? Because I can't. A route, you fight mages in the first chapter, and then the second A route chapter is what? Oh, it's the back door. There's kind of some crab stuff in the second chapter. It's got Sias. What does crab-based mean? So in FE4, the warriors do a crab walk before attacking. Here we go.
B-root it is.
B-root it is. Crab emoji, axe emoji. Thank you, Thomas Quack, for the $5 donation. We're at 62 on B-root. 62. This is the final democracy chapter. This is where you let your money vote for you. Because we have to make the choice this chapter. So, any last minute votes, this is the last chance. Abiding the armistice, brokered by Arion and Lenoan, the Liberation Army withdrew from Tara. Their next goal was a matter of some debate. The Fianna Freeblades and the Magi wished to make for Castle Munster and liberate it first, while the nobles of Leonster and the sellswords of Tara favored liberating Castle Leonster first. Ultimately, pragmatism prevailed. It was agreed that seizing Leonster first was more advantageous to the army's mobility. However, Leif would soon have to make another strategic decision. You don't have the 20k. Is it 20k for the brigands? I might have almost 20k. I have 18k. That's a lot. I remember I sold a lot of Dark Tomes last map. We did a lot of capturing. Damn, I forget 20k is so much fucking money. Imagine going to Manster and then being pinced by Leonster and Konog. Do you mean like Connomor? Is that like an old translation for Connomor? Don't you get a Dark Mage in this game? Yeah, you get Salem. He's a Dark Mage, but like he's basically a staffer. I gave him a Fire Tome, because that's better than Dark. Conot. Is that? Oh, that's one of the cities, isn't it? Kingmaker. You've got a hammer, hand axe, brave axe. You've got the Voog, slim sword hammer. I don't think we need a hammer.
Faulty has just tipped $5. Down with the false noble Illios.
Down with the false noble Illios. We only follow true and honest Shannam. We're now at 67. Yo, 6-7. The meme. The meme is here. Chat, can we get a 6-7 in chat? all my fellow young people. The ripe fucking young age of 30 goddamn 5. 35? 35, yeah. Jesus Christ. I don't think there's armors here. So I don't know why I have this hammer. Get an iron axe. Hello, Danny. 6-7, 6-7. 2 more with crab emoji.
Axe emoji, crab emoji.
Axe emoji, crab emoji. That means that means it's the sex number now, everyone. The sex number. Thank you for the donation. Let's grab an iron bow, just in case another iron bow. I don't think we need it, but like, you know, why not? Thank you so much for the $2 donation. My plan worked. What was your plan? To make me say 6-7? Not a complicated plan. I think everyone has basically what I want them to. I was baited into paying more money. I donated 6-7 in the hope someone wouldn't find the meme funny and they would donate more money. I mean, if it works, it works. Thank you. Thank you, Faulty, and thank you, Thomas Clock, both of you, for your generous donations to make me go the bad route. Although, let's be honest, they're both bad routes. Like, if we're being for real, they're both the bad routes. Prince Sleuf, a moment, if I may. I would advise heading west at the pass, up ahead to reach the road to Nordheim. And it will not matter that Duke Dryas and I are of different minds. I instead argue heading east at the pass. That route will allow us to attack Leonster from the south, where the Empire's defenses are sure to be weaker. Clearly, you aren't well acquainted with the area. If you were, you'd know that the Millefew Forest lies to Leonster's south. The place is synonymous with folk getting lost in it, and never returning. Hell, the locals even call it Mirage Forest. Don't patronize me. I'm well aware of the dangers. But so is the Empire. They won't be expecting an attack to come from such a treacherous area. With our smaller numbers, making clever use of terrain is our only hope of victory. That's just better tactics. I must tremendously object. All of Thracia, no, all of Judgril is watching our battle. This is about more than victory. We cannot merely win, we must win in such a way that gives inspiration and hope to the masses oppressed by the Empire. Are we to skulk through the woods like common bandits? Nay. We have to make a glorious spectacle of it, charging into battle with Leoncer's flag held high. Such a spectacle would indeed be glorious for the Empire. We'd be charging right into their front lines. Our casualties would be enormous. Some of our own would perish, true, but it would be an honorable death, worthy of a knight of Leonster. Don't presume to speak for all of us, Duke Dryas. Only a small fraction of our troops are knights. Many more hold no title. To them, your notion of an honorable death is something neither meaningful nor desirable. See that you don't get innocent men killed by projecting your own values onto them. That's uncalled for, Augustus. Your very words come perilously close to an insult. I suppose there's little point to us arguing further. The decision lies with Prince Sleuf now. Indeed it does. We shall do as the prince commands. Boss, I got a great idea. Let's hit up that there village today. What? That old slum? Just a couple of lean-tos in an outhouse. They don't got nothing worth stealing. Burning the place down might actually be an improvement for them villages. They might not got anything valuable, but they do got girls. Real pretty girls. We could just snatch them up and sell them to slavers. It'd be an easy payday. Huh. You might be onto something, youngin'. Alright, let's do it. Move out, boys. We'll round up all the lady folk and kill everyone else. So, this is actually a very interesting map. It's not hard, it's a breather map, which is kind of deserved after the big defend map and then the shitty Fog of War escape map. But the gimmick is, as you might have picked up from the cutscene, Leaf has a decision to make. This is the franchise's first route split. You know, Fire Emblem Three Houses originates from this Three Houses discourse, and there in fact are 3 paths we can go. The left path, the right path, and then if you visit the church with Leaf, you get an extra reward. I believe it's a pure water, and Leaf will get, and the bishop will warp you whichever direction you choose, left or right. He'll warp your entire army. Why he couldn't just warp you to Leonster Castle and skip either of these dog shit routes, I don't know. But does one cost $20? Right now, there's a $9 separation between them. Which, by the way, if there's a tie, I get to choose. And I think you know what I'm choosing. It's the first restore stat. That's actually huge. That's way better. That's way better. You want to go here anyway, because there's a lot of houses to protect, and Ralph, who you want to recruit. But I think it's pretty cool. I'm gonna sort of do a split up. We'll send Trude over this way with Safi and I guess Dagdar as backup. And then Orison, Machua, and Tina will go over here. Is the left or right the correct option? It's generally agreed that left, which is A route, is the better path. I think some people exaggerate the difference in map quality. So the left, because it's 2 chapters long, right? The left one has the Sias leadership jump scare moment, and as the Sias leadership jump scare moment, and a pretty straightforward, like, linear horizontal map. I would say both of those maps kind of suck. The straightforward one is not, like, bad, but it's not good either, or at least not what I would describe as good. The right one has the iconic Warp Forest, and then there's a cliff map with like a bunch of ballistas where you can pay green units to be human shields. Leadership stars are epic and awesome. Not when the enemy has 10 of them. And it shows up halfway through the map. It's not like, we recently played the Hag Prison Break chapter where leadership stars show up at the end. Or they're present on the first turn. But no, these ones show up at the very middle, and it's, like, obnoxious. It was good seeing you, Bishop. No, I wish you were under better circumstances. You'll watch over the children, I trust. Of course, milady. They'll be most safe here. The Empire has no reason to come all this way. Through the mountains for one poor village. Truth be told, I'm most glad to dedicate my final years to raising these children. But what of you, Lady Amalda? Will you be all right? If the Empire learns of what you've done here, I shudder to think of what terrible fate would befall you. I feel no fear, only shame. Shame that even as a proud knight of House Frege, I can only help these children in secret. With each passing day, more and more are taken captive and sent to Valhalla. I can only save but a handful. Each time His Majesty grants me an audience, I try to convince him that going along with these child hunts is a grave mistake. But time and time again, he simply refuses to listen to reason. And now I'm in command of a whole division. How can I lead my men when I don't even believe in my orders myself? I do understand how you must feel, Lady Amalda, but you mustn't let yourself get careless. Father Shrouf, I can't just. Without you, we'd have no way of helping the captive children at all. We'd be reduced from rescuing a handful to rescuing none. Think of how many more lives we have to save before throwing away our own. Before throwing your own away. You're right. Thank you for your counsel, Father Sleuf. I'll do as you advise. She walks a hard road, that one. Would that our own was any easier. Yet for all that, the world is still crumbling to pieces all around us. We can do not but pray as it collapses. Perhaps. But I know what I heard at the Tower of Bragi. When the three lights converge as one, darkness shall be banished from the living world. The voice of Father Claude, long since dead and buried. I'm sure it was him. He asked a service of me, saying, O righteous man, servant of Bragi, do what I cannot. Be my eyes, look upon your world, and tell me what it has become. I understand. You're meant for greater things than raising a few toddlers in a remote village. Go, embark on this journey the gods have charged you with. Worry not, I'll care for the children. Thank you, Bishop. Please forgive my selfishness. I'm deeply sorry I cannot stay.
Bishop, we got a big problem on our hands. A pack of bandits are closing in on the village.
How can that be? We have nothing of value.
Guess they got their reasons, because I just saw them headed this way with my own two eyes. That woman you were talking to, the knight, she said she's gonna help fight them off. But with just the two of us, I don't know how long we can hold them back. You best take all the women and children and hightail it out of here.
Would the gods grant us no respite? Very well, Ralph. I'll do as you say. You have my apologies. A sellsword defending a poor village for no pay. You're proof that not all good has vanished from the world. We all thank you.
Thank destiny, because it seemed to have placed me here at the right time. At the right place at the right time.
So now we get green unit phase. Amalda is actually invincible this chapter. The red units do not know that. They will suicide against her, which is very funny. She, like, breaks her flame sword. Or is it a flame sword or a silver sword? I can't remember. She breaks her weapon. Master sword. Yeah, she breaks her weapon very quickly, and then they'll suicide her because she's weighed down. One of my 2026 goals is play both Genealogy and Thracia for the first time. I quite like these video games. FE4 is it's a deeply flawed Fire Emblem. Although not for the reasons, in my opinion. Like, to be clear, this is all my opinions, but I don't think the issues people have with it of, like, big maps are the bad ones. I just don't like that it just got the FE9 special, where you fight a bunch of, you fight a bunch of the same people on enemy phase, and it's boring. They added Gregor to Thracia. Ralph is kind of Gregor coded. Someone ordered 17 sword cavaliers. I mean, but, like, you joke, but that's basically how it goes. It's never just 17. Will Slim Sword you. FE4 is weirdly balanced. It's a clunky game, biggest enemy blobs in the series, but it shines in so many other ways it's absolutely worth playing. I think I agree with basically that. I think, even if you don't care, even if, like me, you don't really care for the map design, right? I think that it is such a unique entry. You know, every Fire Emblem, to an extent, especially early on, is experimental. But they're not all experimental to the same degree, and I do think that, FE4 is more experimental than most, right? And a lot of people hate it for that, and it's fair. If you don't like the experimental features, like, you're not wrong. right? For liking different elements of the franchise than I do. But I do think if you are into Fire Emblem, like if you're really into Fire Emblem, it's worth playing every entry once. Because even the ones that I dislike, you know, stuff like Gaiden and SOV and whatnot, and even FE7, right? Like, they all have something unique to them, and it's worth experiencing and seeing, like, you know, what they sort of shaped what the franchise eventually became.
Hey there, chum. I got something just for you. Never you mind how I got a hold of such a thing. Them bandits outside are trying to take what little this village has. That's all that matters.
Tina's candy.
Strong folk need strong swords, right? Now I'd say you sure qualify. Take this as thanks for coming to help us.
Normally I would say, what do you mean Karen qualifies, but fucking 13 strength? I find pre-GBA FV not fun. That's fair. Like, that's fair and valid. You don't have to... Not everyone... Hot take, not everyone has to like the same games. I know, controversial. We try to be controversial on this channel. Karen's normally pretty underwhelming. Yeah, ours just got, like... I think we scrolled her up. I was gonna say she got blessed, but I think actually we scrolled her up. For the jab strategy, the ballista javelin strategy, which is pretty cool. I love Fire Emblem Thracia 776. Of the experimental ones, it's probably, like, of the NES era, it's probably my favorite. I've got a soft spot for FE3 Book 1, but I think Book 2 weighs it down. But yeah, it's probably my favorite of the Kaga games. That's why the playlist is titled Kaga's Magnum Opus. It's also the most Kaga of the Kaga games. Like, you can feel the Kaga seeping through. Scrolls, my beloved. Scrolls are epic and awesome. I'm doing FE12 right now. How are you liking it? Because that's a game that I really don't care for. Orson, I'm begging you, get strength before we bench you for Ralph. Book 2, who balanced Paula? I know, right? I love Paula and Katria and how fucking stupid they are, though. Like, genuinely, it's great. I'm glad that scrolls are not in every game, but it's cool in this game. Yeah, they're basically exclusive to, this game and FE3 with the Dragon Spheres. Alright, since it looks like we're going B route, I can probably use the Voog, because we can Thief Staff it. The second copy. And I won't need to Hamern it. It's funny you're talking about Paula and Katria, because, uh-oh. What's the, Just regular steal it? Nah, I'm not getting close to that guy. I have 5 flyers on my team. Epic and awesome pilled. Average DSFE team. What's the Don line? It's like 3 screenshots of the average FE12 team, and it's like early game, all flyers, mid game, flyer staffer, end game, all staffers. Okay, you've got 19 attack. Okay, so Ada can do this. Isn't Voog like 12 con? Doesn't matter how heavy Voog is. Ocean has such high con that he's not affected. How come none of my dudes want to get hurt? Tina, I want Tina to grind up her staff EXP, but it's just not happening. Pala misses 9 maps compared to Chris, literally D tier. Unusable garbage. For regular stealing, 13 weight is tough for a thief. Yeah, what's the... It's 9, so it's not impossible. But it's definitely not free. That's just like... You slam the thief staff for that. I don't know why you would not. I really don't. Let's recruit Ralph. Are you the sellsword hired by the village?
Depends on what you mean. I'm fighting for the village, but I sure don't remember getting paid by him. Not that I would have taken gold, even if they had offered me any. Couldn't take a coin from the needy.
Then why fight on their behalf?
I stumbled across this place in the middle of my own journey, and lent me a hand. Time to return the favor, that's all. Not that it's any of your business, you little brat. Just do what you're supposed to be anyway.
My apologies. I shouldn't have started prying without introducing myself first. I'm Leaf of Leonster.
Leaf? How? Are you the Leaf? The prince? Talk about being in the right place at the right time. See, I'm Ralph, and I'm not much more than the lowly sellsword myself. If it's alright with you, Prince, could I join your army?
Of course. We could always use more men like you. Though, if I may, I'd like to ask you something. Why exactly do you want to join my army? What's your reason?
Because I won't put up with living under the Empire's thumb for one moment longer. Is that good enough for a reason?
I can't say I disagree, so... Yeah, that suffices for me, yes. Ralph, my greatest desire is to free every person suffering under the Empire's tyranny. Do you swear to fight for the cause?
Sure do. Leave it to me.
So, this is Ralph! He's the fucking unit of all time. He sure is a hero with stats. 12 strength, 12 skill, 14 speed, 9 defense, 14 con, so he's not weighed down by axes. And he's got A rank sword, so he can use every sword in the game at base. And C rank plus 40 axes. So after 10 axe combats, he gets every axe in the game. He certainly has growths, I guess, 35 in strength, defense, and 20 in speed. Like, those are cool, I guess. He's just a guy. Like, this is the most just a guy unit of all time. He has combat stats, does not need really any support. Like, these combat stats are good enough for most of the game. You don't even really need to scroll him up, like, because he's not got great growths, but he has okay growths, so he'll, like, you know, he'll level a little bit if you use him, and he's probably good till endgame. Scroll him up. I mean, you can, but I don't think you need to. I reserve my scrolls for the trading projects. Just, like, throw one on him to stop him from getting crit, and then, like, he does combat, right? A lot of people don't think that combat's all that important in Thracia, and I do think that, like, in the mid-game, there's definitely a stretch where it's, like, on the back burner, but it's still always nice to have a few combat units, and Ralph is just one for free. And in our case, our Ocean is so fucking strength screwed. Look at this loser. Like, Ralph is just better statted than him, right? And he has an actual fucking sword rank, which is good. Ralph versus Trude, who wins the twerk off? You can beat the game if you only deploy 17 warpers. There's not even 17 warpers in the game. There's like 7 at most, and that's with like absurd grinding. But yeah, Ralph do exist. I think he's like the definition of a filler combat unit. What do you mean combat isn't important? It is. Combat is important. Sorry if I misled you. That tends to be a thing people say, like, after Manster, combat stops mattering. But, like, it still does. It still does. And Ralph does good combat. Maybe take the Iron Blade off of him. 55 hit, lol. His inventory sucks. His inventory sucks. But that's not a reflection of him. Do this. Oh my god, the fucking hit rates. Inventory is a reflection of Rosado. They did Rosado so fucking dirty with that starting inventory. It's so bad. He's basically, your units are tired, deploy me and I will work, especially indoors. I mean, I don't even think he's, like, just there for when your main squad is fatigued. I think he gets a spot, like, usually. Steel, Great Axe, and Spear. And what's Rosado's starting con again? Can someone remind me, smiley face?
By honorary horde, you've really come to help our village? Well, ain't right for a good deed to go unrewarded. Here, take this spear for your trouble. I'll be honest, I'm a simple man, and I no way knowing how valuable it is. Could be worth a king's ransom. Could be worth less than the metal it's made of. But it ain't going to any use collecting dust in my attic, that's for sure. Hope it ends up being worth something.
That is worth a king's ransom. Killer Lance epic moment. Eight Constitution. Crunch. Cringe crunch. My boy Illios is perfect to recruit Xavier. At this point, the map is almost done. There's some houses on the left we need to get, but after that, Leaf can just visit the church and we're dunzos. So it looks like, you know, without any last minute additions, it looks like we're gonna be going B route. Trude Gaming. Trude Gaming. The Trude level of all time. The Trude level of all time. Shannam is better. He'll never kill the knights. But does that have bolting? No Illios? Yeah, I am kind of sad about no Illios. Like, Illios is pretty fucking phenomenal. Olwen died for nothing. You say that like we were going to use Olwen long term. Let's be for real, for real. Why didn't you bring Merida? Is she dead? I'm not using Merida this playthrough, and so I'm not gonna bother with like the Shannam event. There is a secret event where Shannam can teach Merida Astra. It's really obnoxious to get because he's an ambush spawn and he immediately starts trying to retreat. He runs for the escape point. So not only do you have to like wait a long time through various waves of ambush spawns, but then you have to have Merida, who's like a notoriously frail unit, stand really close to the spawn so that she can run up and talk to Shannam before he escapes. It's pretty obnoxious to get, especially with no save states. You want to square off with me, do ya? Weighed down by 12 moment, Illios couldn't relate. Wonders never cease. That band of soldiers has come to the village's rescue. The gods may yet be merciful. Now it's high time I return to my own soldiers. So now Amalda's gonna try to escape, but they will still attack her even though she's invincible. Illios only gets weighed down by 20? What's Illios's con? Or I guess, no, it doesn't matter unless he's using swords. Doesn't matter, bolting is a tome. Are we assuming that the only weapon bro can equip is bolting? Like, you know, Olwen also gets weighed down by bolting. Olwen fans, when their 70 hit super frail vintage brave strategy doesn't go right. God damn it, I got super unlucky! Yo, Dean move level up. Dean move level up. The epic. Huge. Is that with the Dane scroll? Yes. I just sort of left it on him. I think that's a save state. Yeah, I'm gonna save state at the start of the next chapter. I'll use one of my 2. Or not chapter, turn. Illios only has 6 con. Is that true? Chat, is that true? Ninian bot. Ninian bot. Save me from this misinformation. FE5 ill. Illios has 6 con. That is correct. That is not misinformation. I don't think it matters, like, too much. Just because, you know, as we said with Olwen, doesn't matter. Weighed down because Tomes moment, right? That's lower than I expected. Bolting is 20. It cannot be offset by con. You do realize that the man with A-rank swords and A-rank thunder can use more than just bolting. He's not like Jake, right? Jake from State Farm, from Orknea. Bolting is a super useful part of his toolkit, but I think the majority of the time you're just enemy facing with tomes. He has 1 more con than Olwen. But the stats that actually impact your combat, as opposed to, you know, con, which is ignored by tomes, he's better in every department aside from magic, where Olwen has a stat lead of 1. So, like, why are we hyper-focusing on Illios versus Olwen con? The least relevant stat for either of them. It literally only matters when they are using swords, and swords are light enough that I think 6 con, and probably honestly even 5 is enough for most non-blade swords. I ought to ask, I've never used Illios, but does 9 magic straight up not matter? 9 magic is enough that when you double, which he does, you kill most stuff. Like, just throw a wind tome on him, he kills everything. The relevant stats are 40 HP, 14 speed, and 10 defense. And then the 9 magic means he's got, like, good mixed bulk, too.
Crab emoji, crab emoji, Crab emoji.
Miranda route.
Crab emoji. Crab emoji. Crab emoji.
We are at $71. Thank you so much for the $2 donation to Miranda route. So there is now a $10 lead for B route as opposed to A. I briefly thought we were going to get to use the good units, the Illios, the Sleuf. It appears my wish will not be granted. Ba-da-ba-da. Ba-ba-da. Just fucking barely. It's so sad. Just barely shy. Why did you ruin the funny number? Combat Shannam, let's go. Oh, right, we should save state for the Dean level up. That's one of my two. That's one of my two. Wind has crit, which is nice for FCC strats. Are we talking about on Illios? I got bad news for you if you're trying to do Illios FCC strats. 0 FCC. Not that it matters. Haters will tell you 0 FCC makes a unit completely unsalvageable. But I think if you kill stuff dead, then it doesn't matter whether you crit or not. I could donate $8 to A route to be a funny number. Only if you can afford it. I don't want anyone, you know, going broke over Fire Emblem, all that fun stuff. Do we have enough door keys? I forget if we have enough door keys. We should probably buy a few just to be safe. This is the last opportunity. 4, 5. That's good. It means Illios has problems against bosses. They are bulky enough to withstand being doubled by an age. Oh no, anyway. I mean, I will be honest, I think you need like 1 or 2 boss killers in your army, and I don't think Illios is vying for that role. I think the big things Illios does is free bolting, super bulky enemy phase. And like being a mixed enemy phase unit is actually a relative rarity in Thracia. On a horse, which like is a downside in the very end game, but hey, the same applies to Olwen, right? Neither of them are super end game units. And I think that's fine. Like, I don't think you need to be a super end game unit to be good during the mid game stretch. Illios comes with A rank, which is helpful for Xavier. Yeah, he's also, like, a good, if you're trying to do the Xavier recruit, he's a good sleep sword user, right? Which is always nice. Amalda has way worse bulk. Amalda also shows up near the very end of when horses are useful. There's, like, 2 or 3 chapters where, like, having a... Like, Amalda is still good. Oh, fuck! Did it destroy the village? That's a scroll, I think, right? Amalda's counterpart is Connomor. Yeah, and Amalda's just, like, strictly better. That's the luck scroll? How much do we care about that? Uller Scroll, it's bad. I don't think we care about the Elder Scroll then, right? No Elder Scrolls gaming. A-Route really did get the better units. Yeah, A-Route gives you Illios, who's one of the best mixed tanks in the game. Arguably the best mixed tank in the game. Sleuf, who is just a free warper, like starts with A-rank stabs. And Misha, who's probably the worst of them, but like she's still a flyer. She's still got magical sword combat. Minus strength, 30 luck. So you give it to, like, your magic users. Because they don't care about the minus strength. But they would still prefer something that boosts magic, that, like, actually helps them. Yo, Dean is getting all the luck this map. That's Heims? Oh, the Tina lottery begins! Missing and doubling! The Tina lottery begins. Movement Star? Ah, no Movement Star. Sad. I might have to at Ninian FE5 Uller. I think if chat agrees that the scroll I missed is bad, I don't think I need to Ninian it. I trust y'all enough. I don't really feel like going back for it, to be honest. The main reason we're over here is to get Trude some experience. What if everyone is wrong? Well, if everyone is wrong, you know, as it turns out, you don't actually need every single tool in the video game to win. Shocker. Haters will say I'm wrong. It's alright, it's a bit redundant. I mean, it's always nice to have more scrolls because every scroll is an anti-crit tool, right? Which we always appreciate. Like, just being able to turn off enemy crits. Just using a scroll as a Hoplon guard is really good. Even outside of Iron Man's. You know, obviously in an Iron Man, it's fucking essential. I need all the tools in the game to run in my convoy by endgame. Yo, they're intimidated by Trude. Thracia is the hardest video game of all time. It's actually impossible if a single unit isn't stat capped. How could you miss one pretty good item? It's a bad item, isn't it? It's Trude's personal weapon, but only if you reset 776 times. My other 11 scrolls will get lonely. Jacob, bold of you to assume I'm getting all the other scrolls too. You have to, like, steal one from Amalda and shit. I was wrong. Ulder is 10 skill, speed, and luck. The next one is the super luck one. 10 skill, speed, and luck does seem pretty alright, to be quite honest. Not alright enough for me to reset, but... It's a Hoplon guard, it can't be a bad item. That's true. That's true. Bare minimum, it's a Hoplon guard. Like, you're right. Called out in 5K. I will fully take the L on that one, right? Like, calling it a bad item was incorrect. That's my bad. Clip it, ship it, cancel me. But no, that's a certified L. That's a certified L. If I flame sword you, she doubles. Okay. Machua kills the boss when Asbel can't. Our ridiculous fucking Machua. Well, she doubles him. I guess she doesn't kill. The 9th Hopalong Guard is worse than the 1st, to be honest. That is true. That is true. Like, that is true. Fuck. Is Dean washed? We gotta rescue him away with a good unit. Oh, fuck. Dean's high con. Oh, shit. Fuck. Ugh. Damned fools. Sell the Hopalong Guard, buy 20 goddess icons. I don't think you can sell scrolls. Karen, you gotta save us. Well, we can't rescue Ada out. And we are, unfortunately, like, literally one tile short with Laura. We gotta hope for a movement star, maybe? She got the 5%. Here, first, Tina. Staff him up. 2 away from capping magic. No, because the flame sword gives +5, so it's deceptive. Her stat screen is deceptive because of the flame sword. She's at 13, not 18. For Asbel. Oh! Is he? Okay, I didn't even notice. He just kills everything. Yo, Ralph. Ralph Gaming, we will wreck it. I think we have Ralph. Oh, he can't take Dean! How fucking fat is Dean? $14 con. Okay, Karen. The Dean girth is real. Yeah, I didn't realize he was gonna weigh down Ada. I forgot. I forgot. No! Okay. This might be a reset moment, because I do want to keep Ada alive. Hot take. The skill stat is a true meme stat. I don't think that's a hot take. I do think it is very incorrect, but I think a lot of people would agree with you there. It's just... This is gonna be a little mean, because I'm making fun of a type of person, and it might not be you. But there is the skill stat doesn't matter. What the fuck? Why are my hit rates so low? FE6 is the worst game ever. Like, there's that type of person, right? And I think that is not an uncommon type of like, more casual Fire Emblem player, right? Skill doesn't matter because it doesn't change my damage. And then I miss, and now I deal no damage because I missed. I'm very skill-pilled. Skill does also, like, there's proc skills, I guess, if you're, like, really into that. That factors in a little bit if you're, like, doing a proc skill build, but I think accuracy is the big one. And in the older games, skill is is the crit stat. Yo, she's a dodge tank! Me when Raleigh has 80 hit with all weapons. I hate proc skills. I know you do. Sorry if it sounded like I was attributing that to proc skills for you. But for like I was saying for like the more casual gamer, the funny I got Luna now, I got Astra now, I got lethality now, right? Skill sucks, Dex is where it's at. Dex is better than sex, signed Dark Souls. Like I said, we can just end the map at basically any time. Samto Despoil. I think luck is underappreciated. Luck is anti-crit, and in some games it contributes to hit. I think it is one of the worst stats, but only because all of the other ones have significantly more impact. Like, there is no stat other than gaining a point of HP that I think is actually not beneficial. Tamara is good because of 12 damage from Sandstorm. Let's be honest, it's way more than 12 damage from Sandstorm. It's just, it doesn't happen. There are silvers to steal on, like, turn 20 if you want them. Yo, the greed, it calls to me. The greed, it calls to me. You only notice luck when it is low. Or high. You notice it when it's high, because you have that moment where you're like, wait, this enemy has a killer weapon. Why do I only have 5? Why does he only have 5 crit on me? And that's the epic, like, those are the epic luck moments. Insatiable greed. Res is the best stat in FE1 and FE5. Res is the best stat in FE5 because it's magic. Because it's magic. Magic being both offense and defense, it's Gen 1 special. And Gen 1 special is phenomenal. So, like, yeah, by that logic, Res is the best stat in FE5. But also, Res in itself, like, even if we ignored the offensive part, I do think Res in itself is a very high-tier stat in FE5, because it makes you immune to enemy staffers. It makes you take less damage. We got 2 flyer move level ups in the same fucking chapter? Yo, this is the goated moment of all time. Both Dean and Ada. The support. They both have movement levels so they can keep pace for the support. Ada the GOAT? I mean, I do think Ada is routinely a little bit underrated, but she's still bad. Like, it's one of those things where a unit can be good and overrated, and a unit can be bad and underrated. And I do think that Ada is, like, she's still a flyer, right? You just throw a killer lance on her, she does filler combat, she does flyer utility, it's fine. Dean support bot, it's fine. Still a bad unit. Like, still a bad unit. But people put her, I've seen people put her down in, like, the slums with, fucking Merida tier, or not Merida, Miranda tier. And that, I just don't think that's true. She's also not the worst wyvern in the series. Like, she's, oh, am I gonna piss people off? How much violence do I choose today, chat? I think it's a lot. She's probably better than Altena. Yo, who said that? That wasn't me. Someone else said that. Is Altena bad? Yes. Purely by the circumstances of the game she exists in, Altena is a pretty bad unit. In any other game, and honestly, even if she joined earlier, she would be better. The major problem is Altena joins at a time where you're mostly facing, like, magical enemies, right? You know what? We're not going to have Staffy heal you, because I'm going to rescue you over and you'll be Tina EXP. She's got the fucking Gareth problem, right? Where I've got super defense, whoops, all of the enemies are magical? Yeah, or stabs, axes, and bows. Which, in fairness, she's good against axe units. Like, she's good against axe units. She's got swords innately, even before promotion. But you know who else is good against axe units? Every single fucking unit in the army. Except for, like, unpromoted mana. Altena is narratively good and therefore combat good. The flyer utility is also very, very limited in the last 2 chapters. There's like saving Tierfing, which Altena's not even like great at. She's okay at it, but she's not great at it. And then there's like some people on cliffs in endgame you want to kill, which is good. Cap strength Altena one-shots dark mages, but no one cares. I mean, I care. I think one-shotting those dark mages is useful. It's just like, you know what else kills them? The Brave Sword, right? Like, you've got tools for one-rounding. There's no rescue in FE4. I mean, there's the rescue staff, but not flyer rescue. And she has less movement than horse units anyway, because of the way roads work. Even Garrett has a niche with peaks. Altena's main use is to end the Arion BS. Yeah, how much credit do we give her that? Because I don't think it should be 0. Since they are like an obstacle to deal with, right? I don't think it should be 0. But I think it's limited. Because it's not a huge deal. You can also just, like, warp Sed back there, right? You've got the return staff. Send Sed or some other infantry chump back to the castle, and they kill Arion. Sed, I think, is the go-to because, like, he hits on res, right? But Radiant Dawn Har is also a bad wyvern. Yo, Har is what I like to call the Ike archetype. A unit who's so good in Radiant Dawn that they gaslight people into thinking they were good in Path of Radiance. Despite being, like, middling at best. Arion's the worst wyvern, he's only green. I mean, wouldn't Macallus be worse than FE11 Macallus because he's only red and red is even eviler? Magic and skill, please. No skill, but magic. I'll take it. I'll take it. Also, Mia and Zehark. I don't think people defend Mia and Zehark in Path of Radiance, if I'm being honest. They get a huge glow up, but unless I've been missing something, I've not seen people say, like, Mia is top tier or anything. Har is, like, fine in Path of Radiance. I mean, he's the worst flyer, but he's still a flyer. His speed stat is truly abysmal. Even on hard mode, he struggles to double, and on maddening mode, fucking forget about it. I forget, was there stabs in there? No. I think we have some in supply, though, right? Can you tell I really wanted fucking Illios? I'm begging someone with $10 to spare to send me to the good route. Maybe that's the real reason we stalled. Not the silver weapons, but to wait for someone to pay me to go the correct way. Because otherwise, who are those boltings for? Save them for Sed? I mean, I guess Sed can use them, but like... Jill in Path of Radiance is slow. I mean, extremely loud incorrect buzzer? She double stuff. That's all you need to be fast. Is double stuff, right? Hart wants the Brave Axe glued to him. Sed has B-rank Thunder. No! The dream is over. Good thing with Ike is that he's good in Radiant Dawn, and he's good in Path of Radiance for the last 5 minutes, and bad for the rest of Path of Radiance. Yeah, I think that also contributes. Although it doesn't help Roy. Like, Roy's reputation is being... Roy and Ike are very fucking similar units, and yet somehow Roy's reputation is being, like, this irredeemable pile of garbage, while Ike's reputation is being the best thing since sliced bananas.
Jax McMahon has just tipped
for
$11.
A-Route! Thank you, Jackson! Now we have to very quickly end the chapter before the revenge of the crabs comes in. Can I reach? I can. Okay. $4,000 in your convoy. Run, run, run. We gotta get the Tina. We gotta get the Tina. As soon as I go to the church, the timer's up. Just so you know, as soon as I go to the church, cutscene does not count as part of it. The timer is up as soon as I go to the church. And time. Nuh-uh. Too late, Cynthia. Too late. Too late. Just squeezed under the fucking buzzer. I win. Would you like... Question, Cynthia. Would you like that to go towards the next incentive?
Here we go.
Amy Kennedy also
donated
$5 scam.
Route.
So, okay, question. Get banned till 1984. I've been thinking about this, and the next incentive, I think I'm gonna set a price for Xavier. And I thought we as chat could figure this out together. And I can put those $7 towards Xavier if you want, or I can go and manually refund them if I can figure out how to do that. I think there's a way. What is the next incentive? Xavier, the hardest recruitment in the franchise. I initially was going to do a runoff between Xavier and the member card, but then I realized no one's gonna vote for member card. So what we'll do is Xavier is a threshold. That was a literal frame before you hit visit. It's crazy. Is it gonna be a donation goal? I thought we could figure out together what the goal for Xavier should be, right? I don't give a shit about Xavier. I'd say like 25 or 50. Yeah, do you think 50 sounds good? I think 50 is probably good. Xavier price is $100, $776. Chad, do we think 50 or 100 is reasonable for Xavier? Xavier's ridiculous. Not 1,000, 6,700. Oh, we could set it to be 69. 6,700 or 6,900. That could be funny. Like the meme numbers. $77.60. Member card may not even exist. No one has ever gotten it. 77.6. Yeah, let's go 77.6. Yeah, let's go. I like that. I like that. It's the meme, right? It's the meme. I want the opposite of Xavier for donating to Xavier. 52 or 102. Let's say, let me adjust this real quick. So the winner was A-Route. Thank fucking God. That was the most stressful run. Like, that was briefly speed run time, right? Let's go. So for Xavier, we have right now 7 out of 77.6 dollars. And we'll go here. August disappear. And Dryas gets turned into Xavier. We just gotta... Where should we put him? Adjust the size. Adjust the size. Yeah, like that. What if we do this where he can be like a little behind chat? Maybe I'm thinking. How's that look? Make him larger, let him cover the entire left half of the screen. Like the background of chat, like this. He's like overlooking all of y'all. That's peak, actually. Do we want him facing? I can have him go like this. So he's like staring judgmentally at the gameplay. And then for the dollars, we go Xavier funds. Oh, we gotta shrink that so it actually fits on screen. Xavier funds goes like that. Should probably make it a different color than black. What if we give it an outline? So it's easier to see. Yeah, there we go. I don't want my funds to go into Xavier. No Xavier. So we're down to 5 Xavier funds. We're down to 5 Xavier fund bucks. Is Xavier the transgender? He could be trans Xavier. So no $2, only 5. 5 out of 776. Armor Knights are fundamentally good in this game, but shafted by not existing in hammer spam. I mean, does that make them fundamentally good then? Down to 0. Neither of you want it. I don't want mine going to Xavier either. Y'all hate Xavier? Y'all hate Xavier? Hey, I mean, like, okay. Where's the Xavier funds? I lost it already. 0 out of $77.6. Is that why y'all suggested such a high amount? You think no one wants Xavier now? I want my funds in Xavier.
I want my funds to go to Xavier.
Thank you, Sevi4584 for the $2 Xavier donation. Think of his 12 men! Think of his 12 men and their families! How sad they'll be if he doesn't live. It's your fault. Not Xavier. After Xavier, we have Sias versus Zed. Oh, I gotta make a save state here as well. Chapter 15. It's 8 men, not 12. Fuck! Exposed as a fake gamer! Fuck! Exposed as a fake gamer! Fake gamer moment. Oh my goodness, we owe you and your forces quite the debt. Your decision to aid us is the only reason any of us still draw breath. Please accept this gift as a token of our gratitude. Epic Restore. 4 of those are the Frege men. Right, there's 12 armors, but only 4 of them have, 4 of them don't have families. Thank you, Bishop. If you excuse us, my men and I must be on our way. Where are you headed, I must ask? We ride for Leonster. Is that so? I have a favor to ask of you, then. A disciple of mine, Shreuf, left here on something of a personal journey. If If you happen to cross paths, do send word the lad is all right. That said, I offer to send you partway there with my warp staff. I can teleport you to one of two places. The first is Milview Forest, which is the south of the Onster. Be warned, there's a reason it has the nickname Mirage Forest. The second is Nordenheim, the coastline that runs all the way to Leonster, but you have to breach the fort the Empire has there. Which way shall I send you? Please send me to Fort Nordheim. Angry face. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can figure out how to refund y'all. I'm assuming you want a refund. Let me pull up. Am I able to add as moderator, put in timeout, remove, report, go to channel. Is there really no refund option? Mine was a Visa gift card. I don't think it can be refunded. Shit. Now I'm stealing from my viewers? Hold on. Let me pull up chat. Donations. Tips. How do I... Back to dashboard. Tipping. View transactions. Tip history, but there's no option to refund it. Shit. Oh, wait, hold on. ... Do you want me to click the refund button? Faulty videos? Yours was the $5 one, right? I have a refund button for you. YouTube doesn't have a refund button, but Streamlabs does. Do you want me to click refund, or will it not go through because it's a gift card? Like, I'm letting you, you're steering on this one. Yeah, mine was the $5. So yes, click refund. I'm not throwing it up on screen because I don't want to show people's financials. I guess just check if it'll go through. Okay. Are you sure you want to refund this tip? Yes. I just got met with an error message. It says the available balance is less than the tip amount, or than the refund amount. I don't know what that means because it just got sent in to me. So what? Your available balance is less than the refund amount. How? Did the money just not come through yet? And it won't let me no, because it says available balance $19. 19 is, I'm haters will disagree, but I'm good enough at math to understand that 19 is higher than 5. What the fuck? Yeah, I genuinely don't know what's going on there. I'm sorry. Maybe it should be more than 19 unless Jackson donated through something other than Streamlabs. So there's Streamlabs, there's PayPal, and there's if you use PayPal, I think it just goes directly to me. which is ironically easier for me to refund. Maybe it's still pending. It might be pending. I'll try at the end of the stream. I'm sorry, Faulty. I promise I'm not trying to pull a Pern and steal money from the innocents. Or I guess it's not Pern who does that. Who does that? Lithis. Lithis does that. I did it through Streamlabs. Huh. I will be honest, I don't know how most of this stuff works. I just, like, trust that it all works out. Ba-da-ba-da, ba-ba-ba-da. It should be 21. I donated 5, Jackson donated 11, then I donated 5 again. Interesting. So there's no situation where it should be 19. Yeah, I see the 5, 11, and 5. They're all from today. Oh, you know why it's 19? Streamlabs takes a cut. Unless Streamlabs takes a cut. A smaller cut than YouTube, but $2 out of 21 makes sense. Findom stream at broad noon on a Sunday. You can't say that! You can't say that. Tell you what. I will let you choose who we are deploying on this map then as your reward for $5. How about that? You get to choose like how many units do we have? 12? You can choose like 4 and I'm forced to use those 4. So whatever Thracia losers. Since for some reason it won't fucking let me refund your tip because it's evil. Or we can wait until tomorrow. I can try to do it tomorrow. I just don't want to like steal your money. Charity stream for Faulty. We gotta raise $5 to help pay Faulty back. Xavier is confused how his existence brought financial scorn upon the stream. Acting on the advice of Dorius, Leaf made for Leonster by way of the coast.
Here we go.
Shinthia has just tipped $5. Find Ami Doyle.
And to be clear, Shinthia, you still don't want your money going to Xavier. Thank you for the $5. I'd prefer to get the money back if possible. All right, I will try refunding in 24 hours, see if that works. Cause right now it's not letting me. Oh, okay. At least I see what the problem is. It's pending balance 19, not an available balance 0. So all the stuff that came in is pending still. Okay. In that case, I do have to wait until it comes through. I can send you a refund as soon as it does. I'll just keep checking in on it. All right. No, Xavier. How does Findom work? Findom stands for financial domination. It is a kink wherein, people get off on basically being, it's some amount insult, like there is the insult stuff like, you little worm. Yeah, you don't deserve to lick the bottoms of my feet, you worm. Like that shit, right? And then like giving, oh, what's it called? I think they're called tributes. Basically, they pay money so that someone, usually a woman, is mean to them. It's usually a woman, but not always. Yeah, they're called tributes. That's the terminology. Usually done via the internet. It's usually done over long distance. I'm just on the Wikipedia page. Sometimes combined with other BDSM practices, but usually not. Oftentimes it's part of a total power exchange. Submissive might grant all the money they've saved and earned to the dominant. It's usually distinguished from sugar baby relationships because it doesn't have any intimate relationship portion. The money is not part of the exchange. The money is what you're getting off on. Yeah, okay, so it's basically that. What have I done? This is the Findom stream now. Ooh. Oh, my tummy's acting up. I gotta go, I gotta use the restroom real quick. Yeah, no, I gotta go use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Sorry. You're mean to us for free. I'll be mean for free if you want. You all seem like the sort of people who would argue Donald is a top 5 unit in the franchise. There, that's my Findom for you. Pay me for that.
Here we go.
Happy anniversary. Thanks for being my favorite Fae YouTuber.
Oh, sorry about that, chat. I'm back though. Ooh. Oh, I missed a transaction. Thank you, Jake John Roberts, for the $20 super chat. I'm gonna play it again because I was out of the room. Oof, sorry. Findom Emblem, $776. Thank you so much, really appreciate that. I'm gonna go ahead and buff up the Xavier counter. And that means we need to get it smaller now. So it can fit on screen. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. See you, Danny. Bye, Cynthia. Thanks for popping by. Sorry your route sabotage didn't work. I was too fast for you. Ooh. Oh, oof. Oh, my stomach's still not doing great. I might call it. I think I'm gonna call it. We will do the A route starting next stream. I'm sorry for calling it early, but I think my stomach's not doing great. So y'all have a good one. Bye.